What if everything you thought you knew about manifestation has been keeping you stuck in the exact same patterns, the exact same struggles, the exact same life you've been trying to escape? What if the real secret isn't about positive thinking, vision boards, or repeating affirmations until your throat is raw? What if there's something so much deeper, so much more powerful, that it's been deliberately hidden from you because once you understand it, everything changes? I'm about to share with you a manifestation formula that doesn't just create what you want, it transforms who you are at the cellular level. This isn't another technique to add to your spiritual toolkit. This is the missing piece that explains why nothing else has worked the way it should. By the time we're done here, you'll understand why your biggest struggles have actually been your greatest preparation, and why the universe has been speaking to you in a language you're finally ready to decode. There's something happening in your life right now that you might not have fully recognized yet. It's subtle, but it's there. You've been feeling it in the quiet moments between sleep and waking, in those flashes of knowing that come out of nowhere, in the way certain people and opportunities keep appearing in your path like breadcrumbs leading somewhere you can't quite see yet. If you've been feeling like this message found you at exactly the right moment, like something inside you is saying, finally, someone understands, then subscribe to this channel right now. The universe may be using this space to deliver the insights and guidance you've been asking for, even if you didn't realize you were asking. When you subscribe, you're saying yes to receiving more of these transmissions that seem to arrive exactly when your soul needs them most. The first thing you need to understand about true manifestation is that it has nothing to do with getting what you think you want. It has everything to do with becoming who you're meant to be. And this is where most people get lost, because they're trying to use manifestation as a way to improve their current identity instead of allowing it to birth their authentic self. Your current identity was formed by your past experiences, your conditioning, your fears, and your limitations. When you try to manifest from this identity, you're essentially asking the universe to give you more of what you already are. But what if who you think you are isn't who you actually are? What if beneath all the layers of programming and protection, there's a version of you that already has everything you're trying to create? This is the portal you've been unconsciously approaching. Every disappointment, every closed door, every moment when life seemed to be moving in the opposite direction of your dreams, it was all preparing you for this understanding. You weren't failing at manifestation. You were being invited to step into a completely different relationship with reality. Think about the last time something you desperately wanted didn't work out. I mean, really think about it. Feel into that experience again. Now look at your life today. Can you see how that disappointment actually redirected you towards something that served your highest good? Can you see how it protected you from a path that would have kept you small, kept you playing a version of yourself that wasn't your full truth? This is the universe's intelligence at work. It's not cruel. It's not testing you. It's not making you wait because you're not worthy. It's carefully orchestrating every experience to dissolve the false identity that's been keeping you separate from your power, separate from your purpose, separate from the life that's trying to emerge through you. But here's what most people miss, and this is crucial. The universe isn't trying to give you what you want. It's trying to give you what you are. And what you are is so much more magnificent, so much more abundant, so much more powerful than what your conditioned mind thinks it wants. When you understand this, everything shifts. You stop trying to manipulate reality and start allowing yourself to be transformed by it. You stop asking, how can I get what I want? And start asking, how can I become who I'm meant to be? This is when manifestation becomes effortless, because you're no longer working against the natural flow of your evolution. If this is resonating with something deep inside you, something that's been stirring for months or maybe even years, click the like button right now. It's not just appreciation for this message. It's your way of saying yes to more truth, yes to deeper understanding, yes to whatever wants to be born in your life. Your energy behind that simple action sends a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive at a whole new level. The second phase of this hidden formula involves understanding that your desires aren't personal preferences, they're intelligence trying to move through you. Every genuine desire you've ever had has been life itself calling you toward expansion, toward contribution, toward the fullest expression of your gifts. But here's where it gets interesting. Most of your surface-level wants, the specific job, the specific person, the specific amount of money, these aren't actually your desires. These are your strategies. They're your mind's attempt to fulfill the deeper desire that's actually moving through you. Let me give you an example. You might think you want a specific relationship because you desire love. But what if your deeper desire isn't to receive love, but to become such an embodiment of love that it transforms everyone you meet? The universe might not give you that specific person, but it will orchestrate every experience necessary for you to discover the love you already are. You might think you want a certain amount of money because you desire security. But what if your deeper desire isn't to feel safe, but to trust life so completely that you become a channel for abundance that flows through you to bless everyone in your path? The universe might not give you that exact number in your bank account, but it will reveal the security that comes from knowing you're supported by something much larger than money. This is why attachment to specific outcomes blocks manifestation. When you're attached to the how, you're actually limiting the infinite ways your deeper desire can be fulfilled. You're telling the universe, I'll only accept my good if it comes in this particular package. But the universe's version is always more beautiful, more abundant, more perfect than anything your limited perspective could imagine. The key is learning to feel into the essence of what you want instead of fixating on the form. If you want a house, what's the essence? Is it security? Beauty? A place to gather loved ones? A space for creative expression? When you connect with the essence, you open yourself to receive it in ways that might surprise and delight you far more than your original vision. This doesn't mean you can't have preferences or take inspired action towards specific goals. It means you hold them lightly, like a bird holds a branch, ready to fly to something even better when the time is right. This is the dance between intention and surrender that creates miracles. But there's something even more profound happening here, something that will change everything about how you see your journey. Every challenge you've faced, every loss you've experienced, every time life has said no to your plans, it's all been preparation for receiving something your soul has been calling in, even if your mind couldn't understand it at the time. Your struggles haven't been random. They haven't been punishment. They've been initiation. Each difficulty has been removing layers of false identity, clearing old patterns, expanding your capacity to hold more love, more truth, more abundance. What felt like life working against you was actually life working for you in ways you couldn't see. Think about who you were before your biggest challenge. Now think about who you've become because of it. Do you see the expansion? Do you see the wisdom? Do you see the compassion? Do you see the strength you didn't know you had? That expansion is not a consolation prize. That's the real gift. That's what your soul was calling in all along. This is the alchemy of manifestation that nobody talks about. It's not just about creating external things. It's about becoming the person who can hold whatever wants to come through you. And sometimes, life has to break you open a little bit to make room for the bigger version of you that's trying to emerge. When you understand this, you start to see your entire life story differently. Those weren't detours. Those weren't delays. Those were precisely the experiences your soul needed to prepare you for what's coming next. Every heartbreak was expanding your capacity for love. Every disappointment was teaching you to find fulfillment within yourself. Every loss was showing you what can never be taken away. This reframe is not about spiritual bypassing or pretending that pain doesn't hurt. It's about recognizing that your pain has had a purpose, that your struggles have been sacred, that your journey has been preparing you to receive and give at levels you never imagined possible. The third element of this formula is learning to recognize and respond to the universe's constant communication with you. The universe is always speaking, always guiding, always conspiring for your highest good. But it doesn't communicate through the logical, linear language your mind expects. It speaks through synchronicities, through patterns, through what seem like coincidences, but are actually perfectly orchestrated invitations. You've been receiving these messages your whole life. The book that falls off the shelf at exactly the moment you need its wisdom. The conversation you overhear that contains the exact insight you've been seeking. The person who appears in your life right when you need their particular gift or lesson. The opportunity that presents itself just when you're ready for the next level of your growth. Most people dismiss these as random occurrences because they've been trained to trust only what they can see, measure, and control. But what if these synchronicities are actually the universe's GPS system, constantly calibrating and recalibrating to guide you toward your highest path? When you start paying attention, really paying attention, you begin to see the intelligence behind the choreography of your life. You start to notice that what seemed like lucky breaks were actually the result of preparation meeting opportunity and perfect timing. You start to recognize that the people who trigger you the most are often your greatest teachers, showing you exactly what needs to be healed or transformed within yourself. This is when manifestation becomes a conversation rather than a demand. Instead of shouting your wishes into the void and wondering why nothing happens, you start listening for the universe's response. You start noticing the doors that open and the doors that close, understanding that both are guidance. You start feeling into the energy behind opportunities, recognizing which ones carry the frequency of expansion and which ones would keep you playing small. The universe's timing is not your timing, and this is actually a gift. Your timing is based on what your ego thinks it wants and when it wants it. The universe's timing is based on when you're actually ready to receive and hold what you're asking for. When you trust this timing, you stop forcing and start flowing. You stop pushing and start allowing. You stop trying to make things happen and start letting life happen through you. This doesn't mean becoming passive or waiting for things to fall into your lap. It means taking inspired action from a place of trust instead of desperate action from a place of fear. Inspired action feels light, exciting, like you're being pulled towards something wonderful. Desperate action feels heavy, forced, like you're pushing against a current that's trying to take you somewhere else. Learning to distinguish between these two types of action is crucial for manifestation. When you're taking inspired action, the universe supports you with synchronicities, resources, and connections that make things flow more easily than you expected. When you're taking desperate action, you'll encounter resistance, obstacles, and a feeling that you're swimming upstream. The fourth dimension of this hidden formula is understanding that manifestation is not about changing your external circumstances to feel better internally. It's about changing your internal state so completely that your external circumstances have no choice but to reflect that change. This is revolutionary because it puts your power back in your hands. You're no longer at the mercy of what happens to you. You're no longer dependent on getting what you want to feel the way you want to feel. You discover that you can access joy, peace, love, and abundance right now, regardless of your circumstances, and when you do, those circumstances begin to shift to match your internal reality. Most people have it backwards. They believe that when they get the relationship, then they'll feel loved. When they get the money, then they'll feel secure. When they get the recognition, then they'll feel worthy. But this approach keeps them trapped in a cycle of external dependency, always one step away from happiness, always waiting for the next thing to make them feel complete. True manifestation works in the opposite direction. You find love within yourself first, and then loving relationships appear. You discover your inherent security, your unshakable connection to the source of all abundance, and then financial security manifests. You recognize your inherent worth, your unique value to the world, and then recognition naturally follows. This isn't positive thinking or pretending you feel something you don't. This is doing the inner work to heal whatever is blocking your natural access to these states. It's releasing the beliefs, patterns, and identities that keep you feeling separate from what you already are. It's coming home to yourself so completely that the external world becomes a reflection of that homecoming. When you're truly happy with yourself, you attract situations that enhance that happiness. When you're truly at peace with your life, you magnetize experiences that support that peace. When you're truly abundant in your own being, you draw in material abundance as a natural overflow of what you already are. This is why gratitude is so powerful for manifestation. Not because you're trying to manipulate the universe by pretending to be thankful, but because genuine gratitude shifts you into the frequency of abundance. When you're truly grateful, you're acknowledging the gifts that are already present in your life, and this acknowledgement opens you to receive even more. But here's something most people don't understand about gratitude. It's not just about appreciating what you have. True gratitude includes being grateful for what you don't have, for what was taken away, for what didn't work out the way you planned. This level of gratitude requires tremendous trust, but when you can find it, it transforms everything. Being grateful for your struggles means recognizing how they've shaped you into someone stronger, wiser, more compassionate. Being grateful for your losses means trusting that they made space for something better to enter your life. Being grateful for closed doors means knowing they protected you from paths that weren't aligned with your highest good. This isn't about being thankful for suffering or injustice. It's about finding the gift within every experience, even the difficult ones. It's about trusting that your soul chose this particular curriculum for this lifetime, and everything you've experienced has been preparing you for your unique contribution to the world. Comment below and tell me, what's one thing that didn't go according to your plan that you can now see was actually a blessing in disguise? What's one loss or disappointment that, looking back, you can see redirected you towards something better? Sometimes sharing these stories helps us see the patterns in our own lives, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to understand their own journey. The fifth and final element of this manifestation formula is the one that ties everything together, and it's the most important: becoming a vibrational match for what you desire. This goes beyond thinking positive thoughts or visualizing outcomes. This is about embodying the frequency of what you want to create so completely that it has to manifest in your physical reality. Everything in the universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and states of being all carry specific vibrations. The universe responds to what you are, not what you say you want. If you're vibrating at the frequency of lack, struggle, and limitation, that's what you'll continue to create, no matter how much you affirm abundance. But when you shift your vibration to match what you desire, you become like a tuning fork that resonates with similar frequencies. You literally start attracting people, opportunities, and circumstances that match your new energetic signature. This is not metaphysical theory. This is how energy works at the most fundamental level of reality. The challenge is that your current vibration was set by your past experiences, your conditioning, and your unconscious beliefs. To create a different reality, you have to be willing to become a different version of yourself. You have to be willing to think thoughts you've never thought, feel feelings you've never felt, and take actions from a place of possibility rather than from your historical patterns. This is where most people get stuck. They want their life to change, but they want to stay exactly the same. They want abundance, but they're not willing to release their scarcity mindset. They want love, but they're not willing to heal their fear of intimacy. They want success, but they're not willing to expand beyond their comfort zone. Manifestation requires you to evolve into the version of yourself who already has what you desire. It requires you to step into that future identity now, before you have external proof that it's real. This is the ultimate act of faith, believing in yourself and your vision so completely that you're willing to transform at the deepest level to align with it. But here's the beautiful paradox. When you do this work, when you truly become a vibrational match for your desires, you often discover that what manifests is even better than what you originally wanted. Because the universe's version of your desires is filtered through infinite wisdom and love, crafted specifically for your highest good and the highest good of all. You might ask for a specific amount of money and receive an opportunity to serve that fills you with purpose and brings in more abundance than you imagined. You might ask for a particular relationship and instead attract a love that heals parts of your heart you didn't even know were wounded. You might ask for recognition and instead discover a form of contribution that fulfills you on the deepest level. This is why surrender is such a crucial part of manifestation. Not surrender as giving up, but surrender as a profound trust in the intelligence that's orchestrating your life. It's knowing that your deepest desires are safe with the universe, that they're being tended to with more care than you could ever provide through your personal will alone. When you can hold your desires with open hands, when you can want something without needing it, when you can take inspired action without attachment to specific outcomes, you create space for miracles. You allow the universe to surprise and delight you in ways your logical mind never could have planned. This is when manifestation becomes effortless, when creating your dreams feels as natural as breathing, because you're no longer trying to force life to conform to your limited vision. You're allowing life to express itself through you in ways that serve not just your personal happiness, but the greater unfolding of love and consciousness in the world. Your desires matter because they're not just personal wants. They're life itself seeking expression through your unique gifts, your particular perspective, your individual contribution to the whole. When you understand this, manifestation becomes a sacred act, a way of serving something much larger than yourself while simultaneously creating the life your heart knows is possible. The secret formula that's been hidden is simply this: manifestation is not about getting what you want. It's about becoming who you are. It's about aligning so completely with your authentic self that your external reality becomes a perfect reflection of your internal truth. It's about trusting the intelligence of the universe so deeply that you can surrender your small will to the greater will that knows exactly what you need for your highest unfoldment. This formula was hidden not because someone wanted to keep it from you, but because you had to be ready to receive it. You had to go through all the experiences that prepared you to understand it. You had to try all the techniques that didn't quite work so you could appreciate the simplicity and power of this deeper truth. You are not separate from what you desire. You are not at the mercy of external circumstances. You are not small or powerless or unworthy. You are a unique expression of the same consciousness that moves the stars and grows the flowers. You are already connected to everything you're seeking. The only thing left is to remember this connection, embody it, and allow it to transform your life from the inside out. This is your invitation. This is your moment. This is the portal you've been unconsciously moving toward your entire life. The question now is, are you ready to step through? Are you ready to release who you've been to become who you're meant to be? Are you ready to trust the unfolding so completely that you can let go of controlling how it happens? Your new life is not waiting for you to be perfect or to have it all figured out. Your new life is waiting for you to be real, to be authentic, to be willing to grow into the fullest expression of yourself. It's waiting for you to say yes to the mystery, yes to the transformation, yes to becoming someone you've never been before. The universe has been preparing you for this moment your entire life. Every experience, every challenge, every joy, every loss, it's all been leading to this recognition of who you really are and what you're really capable of creating. You are so much more powerful, so much more connected, so much more loved than you've allowed yourself to believe. This is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning of your real life, the life that's been waiting for you to be brave enough, aware enough, and trusting enough to claim it. The manifestation formula was never hidden from you. You just had to become the person who was ready to see it, understand it, and live it. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home to your power. Welcome home to the magnificent life that's been calling your name from the very beginning.